News 46 is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community. News is also brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, the Pahrump Arts Council is crying foul over missing funds. Undersheriff Brent Moody to go on medical leave, and Nye Communities Coalition is offering all types of classes. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, February 10th, 2016. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. The Pahrump Arts Council has been spending the past year quietly attempting to negotiate acquiring the funds they say they are due from a PAC-sponsored event called Fiber Arts from 2015. A former board treasurer for the nonprofit also belonged to a quilting club called the Shadow Mountain Quilters and did not forward the funds from the show to the Arts Council's account. Since the Shadow Mountain Quilters were under the Pahrump Arts Council's 501c3 status, all funds received legally had to be deposited into their account, like they have for the past 19 years. Now the Quilters are claiming to be celebrating their 20th anniversary this weekend at a show called Pins and Needles. That claim finally got Pahrump Arts Council President Loretta Lindell to speak out to local media about the $3,100 still missing and the anniversary claim of Fiber Arts, which allegedly is the Pahrump Arts Council's show. For a full disclosure, I'm a member of the Pahrump Arts Council board.
It's been definitely under the radar, so to speak, but for 19 years, the Pahrump Arts Council sponsored a Fiber Arts show in February. And we staffed it with volunteers, Pahrump Arts Council volunteers, and it became very successful over the years. And in recent years, the primary volunteers were the Shadow Mountain Quilters, who are always part of the Pahrump Arts Council. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the show last year, which was February 2015, they decided to keep the money that had been generated by the show. It was always a Pahrump Arts Council fundraiser over the years, so we used it for everything that we do in the community.
So why is it different that they kept the money, and before did they give the money to the Pahrump Arts Council? What's the difference?
Well, it wasn't that they gave it to the Pahrump Arts Council, it was that it was our show. So everything went through the Pahrump Arts Council books. All of the income and all of the expenses were paid by the Pahrump Arts Council.
So this other group, the Shadow Mountain Quilters, was underneath the umbrella of the Pahrump Arts Council and their 501c3?
Yes, exactly. So and they were all members. They were always very supportive. We had a very good working relationship with the Shadow Mountain Quilters, as with all of our groups, all of the people who belong to the Pahrump Arts Council over the years. So it was unfortunate that a certain group within the Shadow Mountain Quilters decided to go down this path.
So they broke away from the Pahrump Arts Council. One of the members was on the board at the time. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, there were two members actually from the Shadow Mountain Quilters who are on our board. And as with most of our organizations that are under our umbrella, they would provide board members. So it was always, we tried to make it as open and as inclusive as possible. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so there was very, very much so a lack of communication and a lot of deception, unfortunately, that was going on. So a lot of people on the Shadow Mountain Quilters side were aware of what was going on and what the intent was. And the PAC board was never informed of that.
And so ultimately, $3,100 was not given to the Pahrump Arts Council from that event. It was redeposited or deposited into a different account?
Honestly, I don't know where the money is. Mm-hmm. That's another question that the quilters would have to answer. But the way we had always run the shows, and all of our shows, everything that we've done, any income that we receive was run through the Pahrump Arts Council books and accounted for, and then our bills were paid. So essentially, we had paid all of the bills, the insurance, everything that it takes to run a show. We were responsible for all of that.
And ultimately didn't get the money from the show deposited into the Pahrump Arts Council account.
Exactly, yes. So the money was kept somewhere, I don't know where, and enough money was deposited by the treasurer at that time to cover the expenses. So once all of the expenses were paid, then they retained whatever funds were remaining, and it turned out to be just over $3,000.
News 46 contacted the Shadow Mountain Quilters for a comment on this story. They declined and directed us to their attorney, who is unavailable for comment. We'll keep you posted if we receive any response to our request for an interview. In the meantime, the Shadow Mountain Quilters will be having their Pins and Needles show this weekend, beginning Friday through Sunday at Nevada Treasure RV Resort on North Highway 160 and Leslie Street. You can find more information on the Pins and Needles Facebook page. Nye County Undersheriff Brent Moody is set to have knee surgery soon. The second to the top cop will be on medical leave and then light duty following the operation. Moody was unable to finish his run at the Silver State Academy because of the injury, and Sheriff Worley has received an extension from Nevada Post until July of this year for him to recover from his surgery. He currently still has his officer status and will remain in his current position. He will attend the Silver State Academy, which has been paid for after he recovers, according to the sheriff. Pahrump Senior Center site manager Ann Harris talks to seniors about welfare checks on older family members, friends, and neighbors.
Welcome to Health and Safety Tips for Seniors. This week we're bringing Ann Harris from the Pahrump Senior Center to talk to us about well checks for seniors who live alone.
Well, our congregate group that comes in every day, I know all of these people pretty well, and if they're there on a regular basis and they don't show up for a couple of days and haven't reported to me to tell me that they were going to be gone, I usually have someone, or I try to call their homes or their family members to make sure everything's okay.
What would you recommend to our viewers to ensure their safety?
For those of you who live alone in the house, I would have a friend that you can contact on a daily basis at a regular time each day. Just kind of a phone friend so that you would know that everybody's okay in the house. So you can call them, they could call you. Just something to keep in touch so that someone's aware that everything's okay, because there are times when something's not okay and they can get to you a lot faster. They can call in the welfare check from the police department. They could do a lot of things to help get you in a situation if you were had fallen and couldn't move, couldn't get to the phone. At least this way, if they know that you're there to answer the phone every day, it would really help in a lot of ways.
Thank you, Ann. We appreciate your health and safety tip for seniors from the Pahrump Senior Center. This is Tanya Brum reporting for News 46.
We'll return in just a moment with your Desert View Hospital health tip.